I want to take a simple terms approach. Um, if we look at what's happening globally and megatrends, we, we look at so many changes from the penetration of the internet worldwide, the changes of demographics, etc. But the internet have created a change in technology as well. And the technology that has changed has faster speed, more artificial intelligence, etc. And that's reflecting on the financial technology sector. But really, there are two game changers in this whole area, in my view. And the two game changers are blockchain technology as well as open banking.
I think open banking requires a lot of things for it to work in Lebanon, but is it ready? I think consumers are ready. And I think some of the banks are already there in their mind, even in their technologies. Like we did run a hackathon not long ago with one of the local banks here, one of the major local banks. And they had an open API, but they were not even willing to advertise it because it's not compliant yet. So banks are there. I think consumers are asking for it, but we need to push more on the lobbying side with the central bank and the other governing bodies of the financial sector in Lebanon.
Will Libra be allowed in Lebanon? That's a question.
That is a very big
Because in
question.
Lebanon we do have WhatsApp, and from time to time you would hear people saying WhatsApp is going to be forbidden because it has destroyed the business of our two cell phone operators. So if we do have Libra, which is supposedly, and I insist on supposedly, backed by 4 major currencies, fiat currencies, then the big question becomes, why would we need the Lebanese pound?
We're probably lagging behind by 20 years in fintech innovation in the region. And for us to get at least somewhere middle ground to get there, some basic things need to be implemented. All the bank's data is connected. Why don't we have a credit score in the country where you can know exactly what you can and what you cannot do? This is, I don't think, is magic or difficult to do. It's just a basic thing. We have a lot of data about consumers through the KYC and other things that the banks collect, but this is not being used in any possible way that creates value for the customers and actually creates more profits for the banks.
Yeah.
So I think these are not stuff that's gonna make the whole country financial sector collapse, and they're not that extreme in terms of liberating the sector. But they're, I think, basics that we can start there and then implement stuff on top of them, maybe step by step, if the kind of vision is not to jump all the way in so fast and maybe disrupt things in a very extreme way.
I mean, financial inclusion is giving the opportunity to the bottom end of the crowd to obtain banking services without having a bank account.
Yeah.
Lebanon has 30% of its population without at what they call at the bottom of the pyramid.
Yeah.
Now, these people can't go to the bank. Now, if you want to talk about financial inclusion, you want to give them the opportunity to use their app phone and make payments, borrow money, buy stocks. Now, when we get to that point, we really have a fintech sector in Lebanon.
With regards to bringing people to the banking services, right? In fact, the way it's happening today is through apps like M-Pesa, through apps like Alipay, through all fintech that are offering ease of service, speed of transactions, without having the overwhelming weight of being drawn down by a system that is becoming, by the day, dinosaurian.
Well, speaking of financial inclusion, obviously the central bank is planning on implementing its digital currency. Now, I understand part of the reason is to improve financial inclusion, but what do you think would be the benefit of having this digital currency other than that, because it's only going to be able to be used in Lebanon? What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, why do we need a digital currency? What's the use of digital currency? Let's talk more about crypto. There is already a network existing that has 15 years of experience. What's the innovation in building a digital currency for Lebanon? It doesn't make sense. And to understand what digital currency is, you have to understand how the bank today works. If you want to make a wire from Blum Bank to Audi Bank, you go through the central bank. The wire goes like this, central bank, and goes down to Bank Audi. That's archaic. That's literally archaic. And if you want to put a digital currency here, they're already out there. Why don't we use one of them?
The central bank role should probably not be just solving the economical issues that the country is facing. This is more the government role and the prime minister role and all these kind of things.
Yeah.
In Lebanon, unfortunately, we had to rely on the central bank. And even though maybe it has done a tremendous job in sustaining the economy in good and bad times, this has to evolve. I don't see us in 2019 still relying on the currency and all the kind of deposits in the banks to sustain an economy.